And we're live. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas Kelly, and I'm Associate Director of Residence Life here at Worcester State University. And this is Hangouts Before You Woo Life. Hangouts Before You Woo Life is an online web show geared towards new incoming resident students to Worcester State University. Each week, we talk about the most important topics and meet with different offices that are important to your transition here to Worcester State. This week, we are live from Dowden Hall in our tour room. So if you've ever been on a tour of Worcester State University, this is the tour room that you probably saw in Dowden Hall. Just a little bit about tours. So if you haven't been to campus or you want to come back and take another tour of campus, the admissions office runs tours 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Monday through Friday every week. If you're interested in a tour, just check in the admissions office, which is located in the admin building. You also can get more information about tours at worcester.edu/tour. As always, if you have questions, you use the hashtag WooLife to ask those questions. If you miss a past Hangout or you miss this one, you can always check out our Hangouts on youtube.com/WSUResLife. We have a YouTube channel and everything's archived. So this week, we're going to talk a little bit more about what to bring as you start packing for campus. So we have our packing list, and at the end, we'll kind of take a little bit of a look at what our tour room looks like, and maybe, that's what your room could look like. So let's get started. Bedding. Bedding is super important, right? Every residence hall room will have a bed, and you want to outfit the bed to best fit you. So things to know about our beds are that they're extra long twin mattresses. So your sheet sizes should be 39 by 80 inches approximately. They should be labeled XL twin, so just be mindful of that. If you buy traditional twin size sheets, they will not fit on the bed, so don't buy those. Sheets, buy sheets for the bed, multiple sets, I would say. Think about how often you're going to do laundry and how often you change your sheets, and make sure that you bring the proper amount. So blankets and comforters. Think about all the seasons, right? Maybe in the summer, into the fall, you need a lighter blanket, all the way into having a comforter when it gets to the winter time. So be mindful of your blankets and your comforters and what you think you are going to need once you get here. Another thing that students ask about are mattress covers or toppers. Think about, ultimately your comfort. There's a ton of different mattress covers that are made anywhere between like an eggshell that you lay down or to something that's more of like a pillow top type thing that attaches to the bed. So when you're out shopping, check out the variety of different mattress covers or toppers and, make sure that you choose the one that you think is right for you. Again, most importantly, make sure that you have enough of everything. Knowing how often you're doing laundry, plan accordingly, right? So that's bedding. Don't forget your pillow too. Pillows are super important. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you're comfortable with. Whether it's a traditional pillow, which could be like these right here. That's a pillow. I'm sure you already knew what a pillow was, but that's an example of pillow. Or maybe you want like a body pillow or one that's the one that so you can like sit up. So so many pillows. How do you choose, right? So make sure that you choose the one that's right for you. Think about bathroom supplies. So towels. Think about how often you do laundry. Again, that'll always be a common theme when you're buying things. So the type of towels that you're going to need, whether it's like a face cloth or like a hand towel, all the way up to a drying towel. So make sure that you plan accordingly on towels, right? Because you never want to run out of towels. Shower tote or a caddy. Very important thing to think about. If you're living in Dowden Hall, your bathroom is going to be off of the bedroom in the hallway. So, you're going to want to have some sort of shower tote to carry everything every single time. If you're living in Sheehan, maybe not so much. Maybe there's things that you leave in the vanity area or there's things that you leave in the shower room, but maybe not. Maybe you want to always have your stuff in your room. So something to make it easier to carry is always advised. Think about flip-flops or shower shoes, especially if you're walking from your room to the bathroom. Think about footwear. What's the appropriate footwear when using those facilities? So something to definitely think about. Again, I'll say it, towels. You don't want to run out of towels. So make sure you know how many you're going to need and how often you're going to do laundry, and just make sure that you plan accordingly. Speaking of laundry, think about a hamper or some sort of laundry basket. You can see behind me, it's a laundry bag. So you can put all your laundry into the bag, and you can bring that to our laundry room so that you can do laundry. You can either be like a pop-up one, or think about space as well. Do you want a giant basket that's always there, or do you want something that you can easily store? Something to definitely think about. For folks who maybe you don't always dry your stuff, check out behind me. You have one of those pop-up folding racks. Something to think about. Sorry, drying racks. It's not a folding rack. A pop-up drying rack, so that you can put your articles of clothing on there so that they can air dry. Not all items are dryer safe. Read your labels. Laundry detergent, dryer sheets, super important. If you're gonna do laundry, you're gonna need the certain items to actually wash the laundry. So make sure that you have detergent, make sure you have your dryer sheets, maybe use softener or something like that. Just something to be mindful of. Don't bring quarters. This is very important. You don't need to bring a bag of quarters to do laundry. When you're using our laundry machines here on campus, everything is through your one card. So make sure that you're loading funds onto your one card to do laundry. There is not any sort of place where you can put the quarter into the machine for it to do the laundry. All right, let's talk about organization and storage. In your residence hall room with your roommates, suite mates, you always want to be very efficient with your space. So make sure that you kind of think about how you're going to store and where you're going to store things, whether it's going to be under bed storage or if it's going to be within your desk. All residents, have their own desk, and maybe you want to make sure that you have the certain things that you need to keep your desk organized. Think about how you can optimize on that closet space that you have. So underbed storage, stackable drawers or some sort of storage carts or bins, just things that you can kind of slide underneath the bed to kind of make the space as efficient as possible. When you're thinking about your desk organization, maybe some drawer dividers or some sort of desk organizer that maybe goes on the top of the desk, or even some smaller containers that you might put in drawers. Or maybe you get one of those lamps and it has all the little spots that you kind of just store everything. Tons of different options, but definitely think about when you're organizing your residence hall room, where you kind of want everything to go so it's easy for you to find. Closets, very important. I think hangers specifically. Not all hangers are created equally. Some of them are thinner, some of them are thicker, some are plastic, some are wood, some are metal. Kind of be mindful of the types of hangers that you have, because that may determine how much space you have to hang clothing. Shoe racks, storage solutions for shoes. That could be something that goes under the bed. Maybe it's something that goes on the bottom of your closet. Maybe you don't really have a lot of pair of shoes. Maybe you have a ton of pair of shoes. So kind of be mindful in the packing of what you're really going to need and what you're really going to use and where that's all going to go. Also important, wall safe adhesives. So whether it's hooks or anything that you ever hang on the wall, you always want to make sure it's the double-sided tape that peels off safely. If you have a door like some of these rooms in Dowden, they're not open closets, they're doored closets, and you can put the hook on there and hang your towel or something like that. So make sure that you're always using products that are safe for the space. Another thing about organization and storage, actually think about cleanliness. All of our rooms come with a broom and a dustpan. Think about maybe other cleaning supplies, maybe those wipes that you can just discard, or maybe a smaller vacuum for the space. Something that you should definitely just talk to your roommate about when deciding who's going to bring what. Cleaning supplies, small vacuums. That's a good segue to electronics, right? Maybe you want to have a coffee pot of some sort. If it's a coffee pot, it should probably, or it should be, one with an automatic shutoff. Maybe it's a single use sort of coffee design. Those are fine too. Microwave and a fridge. Talk to your suite mates. You don't really need a ton of microwaves. You probably only need one. So plan that with your roommate. Who's going to bring the fridge? Who's going to bring the microwave? All fridges need to be 3.2 cubic feet or less. So be mindful of that specification when you go and purchase a fridge. Lighting and desks. So all rooms have some sort of lighting. We'll zoom up a little bit maybe, and you can see that there's a ceiling light right there. But maybe you want something a little bit more. So think about those desk lamps or something that's by your bed. TVs, students bring TVs. So Talk to your roommate, your suite mates, who's bringing TVs, who's not. Don't forget the coaxial cable so that you can plug that into the wall so that you're able to use your TVs. All TVs on campus need to have a QAM tuner, QAM. Most newer TVs come equipped with that, but just something to be mindful about. Other things with electronics, think about having a surge protector. Don't forget the chargers and such for your mobile phone, your laptop, the things that you're going to bring naturally. Think about maybe a fan. If you want to have a fan in your room, something that you can look into is a fan. Room decor. So this is our tour room. It's outfitted very nicely. Think about how you're going to make the space your own. That's really important. So maybe you're thinking about some sort of carpet for the floor. Make sure that it's below the recommended size of carpets that's listed on the website. We'll talk a little bit more where to find those details. Maybe think about pillows. Again, like this pillow is kind of decorative. It matches the set. We'll look at that in a second. Think about how you can make the space your own. Be sure to review the list of banned items. You don't want to make the space your own at the expense of violating a policy. So, what you're able to hang up, where you're able to hang it, things like that. Don't forget the random items that sometimes are kind of easy forgotten about. It was thundering and lightning out before, and it could have rained. So make sure, you have an umbrella, be mindful of things like that. First aid supplies, the batteries that you're going to need based on whatever you're bringing. A sewing kit. You may think that, hey, I don't need a sewing kit until you get a little rip in your shirt, and then, quick, easy repair. So something to think about for sure. And then I guess the bigger things, don't forget your personal items. I'm really talking about like the clothing that you're going to need, the electronics that you naturally bring, your toiletries, things like that. Specifically when it comes to clothing, be mindful of the seasons. Do you really need to bring all of your clothing at once? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But that's something to definitely think about. Are you going to need that winter sweater in the first week? Is it easier to bring, a little bit at a time? You'll figure out what's best for you. That's just a little piece of advice from me. When buying toiletries, you're going to buy it for, the standard time, or are you going to kind of space things out and make sure that you have some sort of supplies for the first few months of school? All things that you will figure out, but something to be mindful about. Snacks. Always bring snacks. Snacks are important. You never know when you're going to want a snack, so you should bring those. It's not really about the living in the room, but who doesn't like snacks? Have questions about other things you should bring? We do have a website. It's worcester.edu/living-on-campus. You can also, if you have questions, you can contact us in Residence Life, and we can tell you about some things that you should bring or things that you shouldn't bring specifically. I'm going to do kind of like a quick little scope of the room so you can kind of get an idea, because some of the things that I just kind of went over briefly are actually in this space. So why not kind of see what those look like and start to kind of go from there. So we are in the tour room in Dowden Hall. Again, if you are interested in taking a tour, they happen Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. through our admissions office, which is located in the admin building. So make sure that you take a tour if that's something you haven't done yet or something that you want to do again. So real quick, this is just a scope of our tour room. This is a single room in Dowden Hall. You have the bedding. That's that shower tote I was talking about. The closets, as you can see, right in there. See if I can get that. There is some different hanger types in there. You have a plastic one, you have a flat one. So both are different. You have that clothing drying rack, and you have your laundry bin. So don't forget simple things like plates and cups and things like that. We didn't really go over that, but that's something to definitely think about. If you're going to have food in your room, you're going to want to think about where that food's going to go, right? Oh, this is the desk. Let's see if I can get the desk on camera. For your alarm clock, if you use alarm clocks, that's you can see what our web shows kind of broadcasted through. It's the window, that's a fan. It's a little dark, I apologize. Maybe you want to hang some notes on the wall, so you're mindful of that. So, yeah, that was a really quick tour. Hopefully that was super helpful for people, and if not, it was super fun for me. So yeah, that's everything you kind of to get started when it comes to what you should be bringing to live on campus. So that's good stuff. We're back again next week because we're here every week. We're actually going to be with financial aid again, especially with student bills and statements coming up. We'll be talking to financial aid this week. Then the following week, we'll be with student accounts again. Really important, make sure that you're checking your email this evening because all new student room assignments are getting sent out. So you don't want to miss out on those. Those will be in your Worcester email address. And also when you go onto your My Housing account and log in, you'll actually see your room assignment and your roommates and your suite mates right on there. So that's great. So as always, I'm Thomas Kelly, Associate Director of Residence Life. You can follow us on social media at WSU Res Life. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You can always like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WooLife. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel yet, you definitely should, youtube.com/WSU Res Life. That's where you'll find all of our Hangouts Before You Woo Life. They're just in a playlist. So if you haven't watched them all yet, make sure you check those out. Full of great information. As always, I'm Thomas Kelly, signing off from Worcester State. Have a great Wednesday. Don't forget to wear your blue, because on Wednesdays, we're blue.